NLWN-TV presents the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Now, join us as we get ready for baseball in the dugout.
Hello and welcome to In the Dugout. Rick Olson here in the NLWN-TV studios. We're getting ready to bring you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball as the Cavaliers step out of league play to take on the Marshfield Chaparrals. Now the Cavaliers are coming off a 3-2 victory over the Osseo Merchants on Wednesday, while the Chaparrals defeated the Plover Pterodactyls 9-2 also on Wednesday. Coming up in this edition of In the Dugout, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Cavs and the Chaparrals. Then we'll get Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister's perspective on today's games in the Ryan Bemnister Show. Following that, even though this is not a league game, we'll take a quick look around the Chippewa River Baseball League to see where things stand. Also, we'll take a moment to get to know one of this season's Cavalier players in Cavalier Profile. Finally, we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of today's game from Carson Park in Eau Claire. So it's time to get ready for some baseball action, and we'll do just that coming up right after this brief timeout as you're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Very shortly, the Eau Claire Cavaliers will take on the Marshfield Chaparrals in a non-league game from Carson Park in Eau Claire. The Cavaliers are coming off a 3-2 win over the Osseo Merchants on Wednesday, while the Chaparrals topped the Plover Pterodactyls in non-league action also on Wednesday. Now, in the Cavalier game on Wednesday, the Cavs were led at the plate by Riley Gopinski, who went 1 for 2 with a run scored on Brayton Tillman's RBI single to left.
And the pitch. There's a shot out into left field, falls in for a base hit. Rounding third and coming in to score for the Cavaliers is Riley Gopinski, and the Cavs have tied it up on an RBI single to left field by Brayton Tillman.
He was followed by Caden Erickson, who went 1 for 3 and gave the Cavs the first lead of the game by driving in Xavier Bemnister back in the first inning.
And the pitch. There's a fly ball out into center field. That could find no man's land, and it does. Rounding third, coming in to score is Bemnister. Throw over to third. They got Knickerbocker. The run is going to score. And so Erickson gets credit for a base hit to center field. Bemnister came in to score, so give Erickson an RBI.
Diego Casedo scored what proved to be the winning run on Carter Veith's sacrifice fly to center field.
There's a fly ball, could score a run. Tagging and coming toward the plate, it gets cut off. No, it didn't, but coming in and scoring. So, 1 out on the fly ball, sacrifice fly.
Logan Hesselman led off the 7th inning with a double to left field.
Hesselman's 0 for 2, struck out looking and grounded into a double play. There's a fly ball out into left field, falling. That's a fair ball. Hesselman rounds first and goes over to second.
Yeah, I thought it was going to go right into the Cavalier dugout. It drops in, which it did go into the dugout.
Or the bullpen area, yeah.
Oh, sorry, yeah, the bullpen.
So Hesselman with a double to left to get things started off for the Cavaliers.
Defensively, Caden Erickson robbed Gabe Richardson of a run-scoring base hit when he dove and snared a ball at second base to end the Merchants' threat with the bases loaded.
Runners go, and the pitch. Soft liner caught by Erickson, and he made the catch.
Andrew Milner picked up his 5th win of the season by going 7 1/3 innings and allowing only 1 earned run on 4 hits while striking out 5. Aiden Ecker came on to pick up the save by throwing the final inning in 2/3 and allowing no hits. The Marshfield Chaparrals play in the Dairyland Large League, and have a 3-2 overall record, and they're 2-2 in the league. Last played on Wednesday when they faced the Plover Pterodactyls in a non-league game, with the Chaparrals coming away with the 9-2 win. The Cavaliers last faced the Chaparrals back in 2023 when the Chaparrals defeated the Cavaliers 8-5. Other than that, we know very little about the Chaparrals, so we'll have to learn about them right along with you during today's game. Now, the Cavaliers are currently being led at the plate by Diego Casedo, who's hitting at a .417 pace with 4 runs scored and a triple. He's followed by Ashton Kroll, who has a .375 average, including 5 RBI and 5 runs scored. Sam Knickerbocker at .354, Carter Veith at .344, Cole Timon at .333, and Logan Hesselman at .306 round out the Cavaliers, hitting .300 or better. The leading pitcher thus far for the Cavaliers is Andrew Milner, who has a 5-1 record with a 1.79 ERA, which includes 3 complete games and a no-hitter. Aiden Ecker is right behind with a 2-0 record, plus a save and an ERA of 1.30 and 21 strikeouts in 20 1/3 innings. Eli Rathke is 2-2 with an ERA of 4.09, and Cooper Dykes has a 1-1 record with a save and an ERA of 2.65, while Lucas Costley and Xavier Bemnister have each picked up a save. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get manager Ryan Bemnister's perspective as we chat with him on The Ryan Bemnister Show. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
The Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire presents The Ryan Bemnister Show, where Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister gives us his perspective on today's game. And now, The Ryan Bemnister Show.
Once again, we're at the Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire talking with Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister. And Ryan, today the Cavaliers are going to be taking on the Marshfield Chaparrals in a non-league game. But before we get to that, Cavs are coming off a pretty big 3-2 win over the Osseo Merchants on Wednesday. Your thoughts about that game?
It was a well-fought game between both teams. I think the hits were pretty limited. There's probably only 10 total hits in the game between the two teams. We limited our mistakes. We took advantage of theirs, and we were able to pull out a win in that one. We had 2 good pitching performances and some really good approaches at the plate and some really good defense behind our pitching, too.
Now in that game, Andrew Milner, he went 7 1/3 innings, gave up only 1 earned run while shutting down a pretty powerful Merchants team. When I look at their batting averages, they hardly had anybody that was below 300 and quite a handful over 400. Your thoughts about Milner's performance?
Yeah, I mean, he's a lockdown pitcher for us. That's why we always take him as our number one in the big games and stuff like that. We rely heavily on all of our starting pitching that way, and I'm always confident when I give Milner the ball, and he always wants the ball in a big game. So I like that attitude. So it was really nice to see him have control today. He had very good control in the game, and he was able to get us through. We wanted to get him through about 7 or 8, and that's right where we got him. So.
Now, the performance that kind of surprised me the most was Aiden Ecker. He came on in relief, and he threw an inning and 2/3 of no-hit ball to get the save. And that was on short rest. Can you talk a little about his durability and how valuable he's become for the Cavs pitching staff?
Yeah, I think we got to stop saying we're surprised by Ecker, because, I mean, it's just what he does every single time he comes out there, right? I mean, he's shutting everybody down anytime he goes. We had him stretch out a little early in the game just to see where he was. We had him up in the 4th or 5th to throw a little bullpen session to see where his arm was for what we could get out of him. And, he thought an inning or 2. It turned out to be just under 2. But, I'm growing in confidence with that guy to give him the ball in any situation that we're going to need him in, including starts for anything, which is something he's done really well this year so far. So, I've been nothing but happy with his performance, and he seems like he's having a blast with the guys, and it's just there's confidence is booming with that kid right now, so I love it.
Well, today the Cavaliers take on the Marshfield Chaparrals. It's a non-league game. The Chaparrals are one of those teams that makes annual trips to the WBA playoffs. So this is another one of those quality non-league teams that are on the schedule. What can you tell us about the Chaps?
Yeah, they're always a good team. We see them twice a year, basically one here, one there kind of thing. It's a good little relationship with those guys over there, and they're always a solid team. Like I said, they make the WBA on a regular basis, and usually a pretty good mid-seed for everything they do. It's just a fun team to play, and that's why we got them on the schedule.
So who's getting the call to the mound today?
So this is the bonus of having a bunch of kids that play college baseball on our team, because we get the non-conference games. We want to save some arms. So we've got a couple of roommates and teammates of some of these college guys that play for us that are going to kind of help us out in these non-conference games. So I could tell you the name, but it doesn't make a difference. You're not going to know who he is anyway. So, he's a good friend of one of our players and a good player for one of the college teams.
And they're not on the official league roster, but for non-league games, it doesn't matter.
No, I could throw if they wanted me to. So we don't want that
God
to happen.
help us.
Nope, we don't want that to happen ever. So, it's just nice to have those guys kind of help out. And we've had it happen with, Marshfield and Holman. When we play those guys, too, they usually kind of combine a couple teams to bring coming to us because it's hard travel. So we're just going to kind of do the same thing and just kind of throw a kid out there that's familiar with the mound in college and go from there.
And speaking of travel, you're actually not going to be at today's game. You're going to be, if not already there, well on your way out to Utah.
Yes, I am.
And so enjoy that, and hopefully the Cavs will be able to pull off a win in your absence.
I hope so, too. We look forward to calling in during your broadcast to have me on the radio while you're broadcasting this. I hate missing games, so yeah.
Well, you know that you don't have to miss this one.
No.
You've been tuned to the Ryan Bempnister Show, presented by the Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire, with Cavalier manager Ryan Bempnister's outlook on today's game. Stay tuned. More of In the Dugout is coming right up.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. We're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's non-league matchup between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Marshfield Chaparrals. Now, even though today's game is not a CRBL game, let's take a look around the league to see where things stand. On Wednesday, the Chippewa River Baseball League saw 3 games, including the Cavaliers, who squared off against the Osseo Merchants, with the Cavs hanging on for the 3-2 win. Also on Wednesday, it was the Whitehall Whitetails blanking the Augusta Athletics 6-0, and the Eau Claire Bears topped the Beef River Bullfrogs 5-1. Now that leaves the CRBL standings as follows. In the North Division, in first place at 9-0 are the Cadott Red Sox. Just 2.5 games back at 8-4 are the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. In third place are the Jim Falls Sturgeons at 4-6 and 5.5 games out. In fourth place are the 2-5 Tilden Tigers, while in fifth place are the Bloomer Woodticks. In the South Division, the Eau Claire Bears sit in first at 10-2, while the Cavaliers are in second at 8-3 and are 1.5 games out. Just behind the Cavaliers in third place are the 8-5 Osseo Merchants, who are 2.5 games out of first. The 4-5 Whitehall Whitetails are in fourth place and 4.5 games back, while the 2-10 Augusta Athletics are in fifth, and the 1-9 Beef River Bullfrogs are in sixth. Today, the Chippewa River Baseball League is scheduled for 1 league contest and 1 non-league matchup. In the non-league matchup, the Cavaliers will host the Marshfield Chaparrals from Carson Park, and the league contest will see the Tilden Tigers traveling to Cadott High School baseball field to face the Cadott Red Sox. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to know one of this season's Cavalier players on Cavalier Profile. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
We come from a long line of farmers, and there's a sense of pride, but there's also a significant amount of pressure.
Farmers have to take care of their physical and their mental health, because what's a farm without a farmer?
Watching the sun come up, that's my time. I can have a cup of coffee, and every day is a new opportunity.
That's cool. Your hand's gotten so cute. Yay!
Don't forget to check in on yourself. Love, your mind.
Time now to get to know a Cavalier player on Cavalier Profile. We'll get to know a little better who plays on this year's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball team. And now, Cavalier Profile.
Today on Cavalier Profile, we're talking with Xavier Bemnister. And Xavier, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, different levels of ball that you've played, and so on.
Well, I grew up here in Eau Claire. I played at North High School, and after that I went up to St. Paul to play at Hamlin University, and now I'm staying up there, living there over the school year, and then back here for the summers. And I coach a baseball team up there too, St. Paul Academy, so I've had a lot of fun doing that the last couple of years.
So when you're not playing baseball or coaching baseball, what are some other things that keep you interested or keep you occupied?
I play a lot of golf too. I like to stay outside, do some hiking a little bit, but I love golf.
Do you ever have a concern that the playing golf could mess up your baseball swing?
I do think that sometimes, but I feel like when my golf swing's at its best, my baseball swing's at its best too, which is kind of weird.
And you're a career 300 hitter, and so it hasn't messed it up too much. So,
that's good.
All right, our signature questions. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
I'm going to go cookies. Peanut butter cookies.
Peanut butter cookies. Okay. Is there anybody that makes the special ones for you? Or?
Yep. Ryan, my dad right here at the coffee shop, makes the best peanut butter cookies.
I've heard people rave about those.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, okay. All right, burgers, brats, or hot dogs?
Ooh, burgers. Brats is a close one, but I'm going to go burger.
And what do you want on that burger?
Ketchup, pickles, mayo, maybe a little lettuce.
Okay, kind of a California burger kind of deal. Okay. And your favorite major league team?
The Brewers. Gotta be.
I figured.
Yep.
If you could sit down with any person in baseball history, whether it's a current player, former player, baseball personality of some type, who might that be and why?
For me, it'd have to be Ichiro Suzuki. Just growing up, I loved watching him play. He's just a great guy to watch. Singles hitter, had one of the best arms from the outfield. That'd be the pick for me, yeah.
Okay. Now, if you had a superpower, what do you think that might be?
It's got to be super speed.
Super speed.
Yeah.
Steal those bases more easily, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you had super speed, you have to have a superhero name to go with that.
Yeah.
And so, what's yours?
Well, I've had a lot of gym coaches or baseball coaches just call me the X-Man, so I think
the X-Man. Okay. Yeah. All right. And delivering the X factor. And yeah. Okay. All right. We're talking with Xavier Bemnister today on Cavalier Profile. And how about a shout out to family and friends that come and watch you play?
Yeah. Well, I give a quick shout out to my dad, obviously, who coaches.
Yeah, he's there every day.
Yeah. And then my mom and sister are always there at the stadium helping out, and my grandparents show up every game.
Yeah, in fact, your sister has helped us out with some of the broadcasts, and she does outstanding work too. Yeah. So she is as good to our broadcast as you are to the team. So, remind us now, what number do you wear, and where are we going to find you on the field? That might be a little bit of a mystery this year.
Yeah, well, we're number 4, and it's been a mixture of some center field, some third base, and we play Friday. You might see me on the pitching mound. So.
You never know.
Yep.
Okay. All right. We want to thank Xavier Bemnister for joining us today on Cavalier Profile. Coming up next, more of In the Dugout.
This has been Cavalier Profile, where we get to know a little better who plays on the Cavalier baseball team. Stay tuned, more In the Dugout coming right up.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Today the Cavaliers will take on the Marshfield Chaparrals in non-league action. The Cavaliers have been riding a hot streak, winning 6 of their last 7 games. Tonight, they have the opportunity to clean up some of their fielding mistakes which have been plaguing them in the last couple of games. It will also give them a chance to put a spark in their bats. The Chaparrals are looking to try to get on a roll following last Wednesday's win and get ready to make a run in the Dairyland Large League. So the Cavaliers and the Marshfield Chaparrals are ready to do battle, and we'll have all the action of that game for you right here on NLWN-TV. Now in just a moment I'll be joining the rest of our broadcast crew at historic Carson Park in Eau Claire as we get ready for today's non-league clash between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Marshfield Chaparrals. That's coming up next. You've been tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
You quit smoking and thought, that's that. But here's the thing about lung cancer. By the time you see the symptoms, it could be too late. But now, there's a new scan that can detect lung cancer early, when it's more curable. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
You've been watching the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Stay tuned! Coming up next is live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Here we go, feeling the fire. Cavalier spirit
NLWN-TV proudly presents Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball. Follow the Cavaliers as they defend their Chippewa River Baseball League title.
Under the lights where legends are born, diamond warriors with heart that's worn, uniform shining, proud on the field, a title to defend, a promise revealed. Cavalier champions, hear the crowd roar, defending our title, we're hungry for more.
So now, let's go out to the ballpark in today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game.
With victory in sight and a future so bright, together we rise, Cavalier spirit in flight.
And good evening, and welcome to a Sunsplash Carson Park. Rick Olson here along with Jay Fall, and we're getting ready to bring you today's game between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Marshfield Chaparrals. This is a non-league game, so you're going to see a little differences in the lineups tonight, but it's a great evening for baseball, a little on the warm side, but not nearly as bad as it's going to be this weekend. And so we're getting ready for some good baseball action. Jay, this should be a fun one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to have a non-league team in there after the Cavs have been on a little roll there, getting into second place in the South after beating Osseo on Wednesday night. So this should be a good one. We'll see how these guys hold up in the heat.
And speaking of these guys holding up in the heat, we're going to go through the starting lineups right after this brief timeout on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ballgame. Our next broadcast broadcast will be on Sunday, June 22nd, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the La Crescent Cardinals from Carson Park in Eau Claire. Live coverage on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:30 p.m. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Sunday, June 22nd on NLWN-TV.
And we're back here at Carson Park. And starting lineups for tonight's game between the Cavaliers and the Marshfield Chaparrals. Leading off for the Chaparrals at shortstop is Isaiah Byrel. Batting second, the center fielder, Riley Bauman. Batting third and out in right field is Logan Homolka. And batting cleanup and left field is Colton Schillinger. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Jason Kurth. Batting sixth and first base, Andrew Siriaki. Batting seventh and playing second base is Will Lee. Batting eighth, playing third base is Al Lalakata. And batting ninth and catching is Sean Bryant. For the Cavaliers, leading things off out in center field is Brayton Tillman. Batting second at shortstop, Xavier Bemnister. Batting third at second base is Carter Veith. Batting fourth behind the plate is Sam Knickerbocker. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Cole Timon. Batting sixth is the left fielder, Ashton Kroll. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Cade Mueller. Batting eighth is the right fielder, Carson Windishausen. Hitting ninth in first base, Jerome Delikowski. And batting 10th, the extra hitter, Logan Hesselman. On the mound tonight for the Chaparrals, it will be Cole Hedinger. And we don't have any information on, actually we don't have any information on any of the Chaparrals, but we'll get along. And for the Cavaliers on the mound is a new pitcher for the Cavaliers. He's wearing number 25, Eli Erickson, and he played his college ball at Hamlin University, kind of like another Erickson on the Cavalier roster, Caden, who's not here tonight. And so, you know, we've got to have an Erickson on the roster somewhere. Umpires for tonight's game, Rick Byer is going to be behind the plate. Denny Whiteside is going to be out on the bases. Today is Gino's Pizza and Alzheimer's Walk, or Walk for Alzheimer's Day today at Carson Park. And we will have some pregame festivities as soon as the Chaparrals are done taking their ins and outs. And we will have a first pitch thrower. And we will have some words from Aaron Zook from the Alzheimer's Association. And then we'll have some baseball tonight. Oh, don't forget a national anthem, of course. Jenna Seiverling is going to be singing that for us tonight. And so we are real close to being ready, and we'll take another time out here on NLWN-TV.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Back here at Carson Park,
Marshfield Chaparrals have just wrapped up their ins and outs. Cavaliers have already done theirs. And so we are just about ready to get things started. And I'm about ready to turn it over to Steve Kent as he's going to be bringing us the pregame festivities. And he's checking to make sure everybody's ready. And managers are meeting at home plate. And I believe Brian Maher is the acting manager for the Cavaliers tonight because Ryan Bemnister, well, he's not here tonight. Xavier is, but Ryan is not. And Luke Wirtz is out there for the Marshfield Chaparrals. And while we're waiting for the umpires and so on to be briefed and ground rules gone over, just want to remind you that today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game is being brought to you by Menominee Eye and Optical with quality personalized care for you and your family. Your Napa Auto Parts store at 3580 Mall Drive in Eau Claire. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Midwest Environmental Consultants, lawn care and soil testing experts for Western Wisconsin. Auto Vision Center, windshield repair and replacement on North Claremont Avenue in Eau Claire. Slayton's Technology, the official IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network, and the Chippewa Valley Museum, where you can connect with the roots of the Chippewa Valley right here in Carson Park. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV. And I know that Dan and I are going to be very busy tomorrow because we're going to be recording Menominee Blue Caps baseball that we're going to bring to you on Monday evening starting at 7 o'clock. Blue Caps have a couple of games that they're going to be playing tonight. And one of the teams that I really enjoyed saying the name of, the Flat Rock Bear Clan, they're not making the trip. But we do have a couple games we're going to bring to you from the Menominee Vintage Baseball Festival, and we'll do that on NLWN-2. We'll turn it over now to Steve Kent.
And the 54th version of your very own 10-4 Eau Claire Cavaliers. The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to remind you that attending this event is a privilege. With this privilege comes a responsibility to conduct oneself in a manner where the game is enjoyable for all fans and participants. Failure to behave in such a manner will result in removal from this facility. Let us remember to show pride in our teams and communities by demonstrating good sportsmanship toward all players, coaches, fans, and officials. Thank you. Foul balls are the property of the Eau Claire Cavaliers Baseball Club. Please return all foul balls to the souvenir stand located down the third baseline, where you'll receive a $1 token good for use at the souvenir stand. As a friendly reminder, Carson Park Baseball Stadium is a non-smoking facility. If you must smoke, we ask that you please leave the stadium. Again, there is no smoking in Carson Park Baseball Stadium. Thank you. Finally, all fans, especially those in the bleachers, are reminded we're at a baseball game and foul balls man to the stands at a high rate of speed. We ask that you remain alert at all times. Tonight's Gino's Pizza Walk to End Alzheimer's in the Chippewa Valley starting lineups, beginning with the Marshfield Chaparrals. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 2, Isaiah Byron. Batting second, the center fielder, number 25, Riley Bauman. Batting third, playing right field, number 4, Logan Hamoka. Hitting forward, the left fielder, number 19, Colton Schillinger. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 22, Jason Kirk. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 18, Andrew Saraki. Hitting seventh, the second baseman, number 8, Will Lee. Batting eighth and playing third base, number 16, Al Lalakata. Batting ninth, the catcher, number 7, Sean Bryant. And pitching for Marshfield, number 6, Cole Hegger. The Chaparrals are managed by Luke Wertz, and he is assisted by Jason Kirk and Gary Marshall. Now, the Gino's Pizza locked in Alzheimer's the Chippewa Valley starting lineup for your very own Eau Claire Cavaliers. Leading off, 20 center field, number 11, Bryson Tillman. Batting second, the shortstop, number 4, Xavier Bannister. Hitting third and playing second base, number 17, Carter Beef. Batting cleanup, the catcher, number 35, Sam Knickerbocker. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 19, Cole Timon. Hitting sixth, the left fielder, number 28, Ashton Kroll. Hitting seventh, the third baseman, number 47, Cade Mueller. Batting eighth, and playing right field, number 32, Carson Witneshausen. Batting ninth, the first baseman, number 44, the big sexy Jerome Dalakowski. Hitting 10th, the extra hitter, number 10, Logan Hasselman. And pitching for the Cavaliers is number 25, Eli Erickson. The Cavaliers are managed by Mr. Coffee, Ryan Bemister. He's assisted by Brian Meyer and the Rhino, Ryan Page.
And we're going to get the national anthem now with Jenna Seiberling.
Mr. Dennis Whiteside. And behind home plate, Sir Richard Byer. Now would you please rise and remove your hats and honor America for the singing of our national anthem by Miss Jenna Seiberling.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets of red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
That's Jenna Seiberling with the national anthem tonight. And now we're going to get a first pitch thrower out, I believe. And I'm looking at him down by the fence, and he's getting a little bit timid. And here he comes. It's Finley Scott Lawler heading out to do the first pitch. complete with his Cavalier hat, and he's going to toe the rubber. Sam Knickerbocker gives him a target, and he fires it, and he got it there. So Finley, Scott Lawler with the first pitch. And now we'll get Aaron Zook with some words on the Alzheimer's.
All right, thanks everybody for coming out. I'm Aaron Zook. I'm the manager for the Walk to End Alzheimer's here in the Chippewa Valley, and also the president of the board for the Cavaliers. And I can't thank you enough for coming out tonight. If you don't know much about the Walk to End Alzheimer's or the Alzheimer's Association, catch me at some point tonight, and I'll talk your ear off for about 2 hours. Anybody here who's feeling a little chilly, just sidle up to the people next to you, and that'll keep you toasted up to get through the rest of the game. Throughout the game tonight, we've got some really great giveaway prizes from the Walk to End Alzheimer's, the Alzheimer's Association, from our great friends at Gino's Pizza, and from Firehouse Subs. So make sure you keep an eye on the little ticket you were given on the way in with the numbers at the bottom. We'll be calling them out through every inning. And also make sure you hold on to that larger card that you were given, the save-the-date card for the Walk to End Alzheimer's. If you haven't registered yet for the walk, there's a QR code on the back that you can use to register, or a short link that you can use. And just so you know, anyone who is registered for the walk and donates or raises $100 between now and the end of June, you can get 2 free tickets to the Brewers game at Miller Park on July 27th. So it's really a freebie on top of a freebie, and we're working really hard to try to get a charter bus set up to take all of the folks from the Chippewa Valley down for that game on the 27th. So go ahead and sign up using the QR code or the short link on that card. Thanks for coming out tonight, everybody. Now let's cheer on the Eau Claire Cavaliers.
That's Aaron Zook from the Walk to End Alzheimer's for the Chippewa Valley. And he's also the president of the board, as he mentioned to you, of the Cavaliers. And speaking of the Cavaliers, let's take a quick look at them defensively as Eli Erickson is finishing up his warm-up tosses. At third base, it's Cade Mueller. Xavier Bedminster at short. Carter Veith is over at second base. Jerome Delikowski is at first. Sam Knickerbocker behind the plate. Ashton Kroll is out in left. Brayton Tillman in center field. Carson Windeshausen in right. And leading things off, Isaiah Byrol, the shortstop for the Marshfield Chaparrals. Erickson's first pitch. Ground ball over to short. Bedminster has it. Throw over to first, and it's past Delikowski. The throw was a little off target, and that's going to be an inauspicious start for the Cavs. Charge that hour to Bedminster. It was wide of the target. That's going to bring up Riley Bauman. We don't have any batting averages or anything for the Marshfield Chaparrals. We were lucky to get a lineup. And here's the pitch. There's a high pop foul off the right side. When the introduction to the game was happening on our broadcast and music and everything was going on, we were still writing down the lineup that we had received. There's a line shot right into the glove of Bedminster. He thought about throwing it back over to first to see if he could double him off, and no such luck. So Bauman lines out to short. Isaiah Byrol still on first. Logan Hamalka is coming to the plate. Left-handed hitter playing right field. Erickson at the belt. He looks over at first, and he delivers. And there's one right down the middle of Water Street for strike one. And the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike two. No balls, 2 strikes. Erickson delivers. That one's down in the dirt a little bit inside. Ball one. Tried to get him to chase one just outside the zone. That was a little too far outside the zone. Or inside the zone in this case. Erickson delivers. That was inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rick Beyer behind the plate. Calling balls and strikes. Erickson delivers. Strike 3 called. Hamalka goes down looking. And that'll bring up Colton Schillinger.
Back for number 19, left fielder Colton Schillinger.
So with 2 down, Schillinger, the left fielder. And throw it on to first, and back in is Byrell. That first pitch was just a little bit high for a ball. Erickson's 1-0 pitch. Strike called. A ball and a strike. And the pitch. Strike 2. Change up right down the middle of Water Street that time. Pulled the string on it. And the bottom didn't quite drop out like Schillinger thought it would. A ball and 2 strikes. Check swing. Missed outside. No, he called it strike 3. So Schillinger goes down looking, and no runs, no hits. There was 1 error and 1 left on base. So we've completed a half inning, and it's the Chaparrals 0, Cavaliers coming to bat on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
So we're going to head into the bottom of the first inning. No score yet. Leading off for the Cavaliers will be Brayton Tillman. He'll be followed by Xavier Bemnister and Carter Veith. Tillman, when I was down trying to get the Cavalier lineup, gave me a word of warning that he may, depending on how the game is going, he may even show up on the bump. So this could be an interesting evening tonight. But Tillman steps to the plate batting .298. He did have a pitching appearance last season. Cole Hediger on the mound, and he delivers. And that pitch is low and inside for ball 1. And the pitch. There's a fly ball out into right center field, moving over and making the snow cone catch out there is Hamalka for the Chaparrals. And there's 1 away. That ball just about popped off the end of the glove of Homolka. Popped up there like a snow cone. Xavier Bemnister at the plate. He fouls one straight back into the net. Henninger at the belt. He works strictly from the belt. There's one inside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. We're in the bottom of the first. That's 4 aces in your hand there, Jay.
Yeah. Only time you'll ever see that.
And there's a shot out into left center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. So Bemnister is on first. And that's going to bring up Carter Veith. Veith is batting .344.
Third to the Cavaliers, the second baseman, number 17, Carter Veith.
Bemnister takes a pretty good lead over at first. Pitch is high and inside for a ball. Henninger peeks at first and now delivers. Shot out into center field. Bauman is there. He makes the catch. So there's 2 down. And it's going to bring up Sam Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker batting .362.
Cleanup for the Cavaliers. Number 35, the catcher, Energizer Bunny, Sam Knickerbocker.
Knickerbocker behind the plate tonight. Runner goes, throw it on to second, and in there in time is Bemnister. So the Cavs have a runner in scoring position. The pitch was a ball. And the pitch. Strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch. Strike called. Knickerbocker watched one right about at the knees. Runner at second, 2 down. Henninger's 1-2 pitch. Ground ball over to second, picked up by Lee, toss over to first, and it's in time. So the Cavaliers get no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 left on base. So we have played an inning, and we have no score from Carson Park on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Menominee Eye and Optical can help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract or LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eyewear for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality personalized care for you and your family.
Can't believe you're doing this alone. I've done it before. I remember. You threw your back out. How you holding up?
Hand me that board.
Nothing wrong with getting help.
I'm good.
I did it when Felicia left.
I'll figure it out.
I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone. That's all I'm saying.
If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence?
Now you need my help.
It can be a real pain sometimes, you know that?
Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Back here at Carson Park as we're getting ready to go into the second inning. No score, due up for the Chaparrals. Jason Kurth, Andrew Siriaki, and Will Lee. And this is about as old as the mountains are, but if Will Lee is coming up, won't Lee or will Lee?
Oh.
Hey, I'm old. I can come up with old ones. And all apologies to Will. I'm not trying to make fun of his name. Jason Kurth, the designated hitter, stepping up to the plate. Eli Erickson on the mound for the Cavaliers. He's at the belt and the delivers. There's a fly ball out into center field. Moving over is Tillman, and he makes the catch. And that's going to bring up Andrew Siriaki. And the pitch to Siriaki's high and inside for ball one. And the pitch swung on a missed. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. A little off-speed pitch. Breaking ball. The bottom did drop out of that one, and Siriaki was way out in front of it. 1-2 is the count, and the pitch. There's a pop-up into shallow center field. Tillman comes on, and he makes the catch. So 2 away. And here comes the aforementioned Will Lee. You know, Jay, I'm sure you remember the standardized tests you took in school, and you had to fill in the dots, and there were only so many spaces you could put your name. And I don't think Will Lee ever ran out.
No, probably not. I didn't really either. So, yeah.
No, you wouldn't. You've only got one more that actually you have the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just flipped.
And a swing and a miss. One ball, 1 strike to Will Lee with 2 down. And the pitch swung on a miss, strike 2. He's got that change of pace working very nicely for him. Erickson at the belt, and he delivers. Strike 3 called. And that is the 3rd strikeout for Eli Erickson, and it's the 3rd strikeout looking in the game. That's how much he's got that off-speed pitch working. We've played an inning and a half, and there's no score from Carson Park on NLWN-TV.
Auto Vision Center in Eau Claire, your source for auto glass repair and replacement. Their quality work comes complete with a lifetime warranty on workmanship. When it comes to windshield repair and replacement, Auto Vision Center provides mobile auto glass services with free estimates. So if your windshield needs help, call Auto Vision Center today. That's Auto Vision Center at 1631 North Claremont in Eau Claire. Call 715-834-5277.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
We're going to head into the bottom half of the second inning. Due up for the Cavaliers, we have Cole Timon, Ashton Kroll, and Cade Mueller.
Icon Cinemas, Barbecue Express, Culver's, and Westside Auto.
Cole Hediger starting his second inning. Somehow, second and inning don't come out well together. He's starting his second inning of work. Cole Timon at the plate. He comes into the game batting .333. And the pitch is high for a ball. Infield playing pretty much straight away, as is the outfield. Swing and a miss for strike one on a pitch just off the outside corner. Had Timon looking at maybe catching one that caught the corner. And the pitch, strike called. That one's on the inside corner. Hediger delivers. And that's strike three called. So Timon goes down looking. That's going to bring up Ashton Kroll. Kroll comes into tonight's game batting .375.
Number 28, Ashton Kroll.
And that pitch is high and tight for a ball. And the pitch, foul back into the net. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brian Maher, the acting manager, is down in the third base coaching box. Ryan Hall is over in the first base box. There's a pop foul back out of play. Off the roof of the grandstand.
They specialize in windshield repair, replacement, and ADAS.
No metal in that. Cars are all good.
A ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch outside. Counts even at 2-2. Hediger delivers. That just missed the outside corner. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count to Ashton Kroll, the payoff pitch. Check swing, and it's a called third strike. So 2 down. And we're going to get Cade Mueller coming to the plate, the third baseman. Mueller batting .125 for the Cavaliers. And there's a called strike. And the pitch, that one's outside. A ball and a strike with 2 down, nobody on. And the pitch, that's inside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. There's a fly ball out into right field. Drifting back is Hamalka, and he caught it, stumbles, hangs on for the 3rd out. I think he found the mysterious hole out there in right field. So, for the Cavaliers, no runs, no hits, no errors. Both teams have set
7 to the plate so far in this game, and we've played 2 innings. We are scoreless from Carson Park on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ballgame. Our next broadcast will be on Sunday, June 22nd, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the La Crescent Cardinals from Carson Park in Eau Claire. Live coverage on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:30 p.m. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Sunday, June 22nd on NLWN-TV.
Get in touch with the roots of the Chippewa Valley at the Chippewa Valley Museum, located in Eau Claire's Carson Park, with a mission of connecting people to their community and inspire curiosity. From reinventing the Chippewa Valley, a century of change in farm life, the Farmhouse Theater, along with the Wisconsin Logging Museum and Logging Camp. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum features special temporary exhibits and traveling exhibits, as well as web exhibits. The Chippewa Valley Museum is open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Call for more information at 715-834-7871.
And this just opened this week at the Chippewa Valley Museum, and running through August 17th is the photo exhibit entitled Where Was I? By Bruce Warren. He has spent 43 years capturing landscapes around Eau Claire, and this exhibit includes 25 black and white photos and a contest, if you can pick out the place, a photo ID contest. Photos are also going to be available for purchase at the Chippewa Valley Museum. Leading off the third inning for the Marshfield Chaparrals, we have third baseman Al Lalacata. He'll be followed by Sean Bryant, and then back to the top of the order. Eli Erickson delivers the first pitch. It's a pop-up just on the edge of the grass. Carter Veith underneath, and he makes a catch. So that's one away.
The catcher, number 7, Sean Bryant.
So Sean Bryant, the catcher, is due up. Check swing strike. He got the corner. No balls and a strike. And the pitch. Strike 2 called. Rick Byer makes a very verbal strike call, which is always welcomed by us up in the booth. That one just missed outside. That's a ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. Erickson at the belt. He steps off. Now he's back on. And he delivers. Ground ball scooped up by Bemnister. Throw over to first. That one's in time. So out number 2. And that's going to take us back to the top of the order. Isaiah Byrell, who reached on an error by Bemnister. Oh, check that. We have a position change for the Cavaliers. Cade Mueller is at short, and Bemnister is at third. And the pitch is a called strike. And a ground ball over to short. Mueller has it. Throw to first. In time. So, 3 up, 3 down for the Chaparrals. And we've completed 2.5 innings with no score from Carson Park on NLWN-TV.
If you're buzzed and doing this,
To make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
you're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
NLWN-2 invites you to join us in our time machine and journey back to the 1860s for some vintage baseball with the Menominee Blue Caps. Our first broadcast will be on Monday, June 23rd, as the Blue Caps face the Flat Rock Bear Clan from Michigan and the Fillmore Fungi from Minnesota. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. That's Vintage Baseball, Monday, June 23rd on NLWN-2.
And from information I've just received from the Menominee Blue Caps, the Fillmore Fungi will not be making the trip, but there's another team, something called the Apple Jacks or something like that, or the Apple Crisp, or some kind of Apple team is playing the Cavaliers in their second game. They are going to be playing the Bear Clan in their first game, and we will have both games for you. We'll air them on Monday evening on the 23rd, starting at 7 o'clock. So we head to the bottom of the third inning, and due up for the Cavaliers, Carson Windeshausen, Jerome Delakowski, and Logan Hesselman. Windeshausen batting .338. And he hits a high fly ball out into center field. Bauman is under it, and he makes the catch. So one away. That's going to bring up Jerome Delakowski. He's hitting .267. I take that back. He's hitting .167. And the pitch. That missed low for a ball. Hediger at the belt. And the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Delakowski stepping back in. And the 1-1 pitch. That's high for ball 2. Two balls and one strike. Nobody on. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on a missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. That was a bit outside. So the count goes full to Jerome Delakowski.
Just a bit.
Just a bit outside. Well, Bob Uecker's ballpark for a couple of seasons.
Yeah.
Fouled at the plate and out of the way. So Delakowski stays alive. Count remains 3-2. Uecker played here at Carson Park in 2 different seasons. Back in the 50s. Here's the pitch. High ball 4. And Delakowski draws the walk. It's going to bring up the extra hitter, Logan Hesselman, who's batting .306. And the first pitch, that's a called strike. Inside third of the plate. The tall, lanky lefty. And the pitch. That one's fouled back into the screen. 2 strikes. Delakowski on first. 1 away. Henninger looks over at first and now delivers. There's a fly ball foul down the third base line. Count holds at 0-2.
your friendly neighborhood coffee shop located in Eau Claire.
Delikowski not usually considered a big threat to steal, but he's taking a pretty good lead. There's a soft little ground ball over towards second. First baseman picks it up. They throw it away. Delikowski's heading over to third, and he's going to hold up there. So give Hesselman a single, and then he reached second on the error by the second baseman for throwing it where there wasn't anybody. And Delikowski's on third.
Center fielder, number 11, Brayton Tillman.
Takes us back to the top of the order for the Cavaliers, Brayton Tillman. So Cavs have two runners in scoring position with one out. And the pitch is outside for a ball. And Bryant wants to go out and have a talk with Hediger. Marshfield Chaparrals don't have much of a bench in that dugout. I think Luke Wirtz is the only one down there in uniform. Hediger at the belt, and he delivers. That's outside for a ball. It got away. Delikowski coming in, and he scores. And he ran over Hediger at the plate, but he helped him back up again, as a polite young man would do. So Delikowski scores on the wild pitch. And the Cavaliers have taken a 1-0 lead. 2 balls, no strikes. Runner on third. And the pitch. There's a fly ball out into right center field, fairly deep. Heading back is Bauman, and he makes the catch. But coming in to score is Hesselman. And so the Cavaliers now have a 2-0 lead with 2 down. And it's going to bring up Xavier Bemnister. And that's high and tight for a ball. And another one high and inside, ball 2. Bemnister singled to center field his first time up. There's a shot out into right field, coming on. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Bemnister has a 2-hit day going. So with 2 down, that's going to bring up Carter Veith. Veith flew out to center field his first time up. I believe that was the snow cone catch.
Yes, it was. First inning.
And the pitch outside for a ball. Cavs are hitting the ball hard. They're just getting it a little bit up enough in the air that Chaparrals are able to get underneath it. Bemnister has his lead, and he called that a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. That caught the outside corner right up in the front. And the 1-1 pitch. And strike 2 called. Carter Veith taking a look at Rick Byer and just asking what he saw. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Ball got away. Throw down to first, and it's in time, so the strikeout is completed. But for the Cavaliers, they do pick up 2 runs on 2 hits.
there were no errors and one man left on base. So we've completed 3 innings. It's the Cavaliers 2 and the Marshfield Chaparrals nothing on NLWN-TV.
I'm Chris Jakomick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakomick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. My service never stops.
Going into the 4th inning with the Cavaliers on top, 2-0. By the way, a correction on that last inning for the Marshfield Chaparrals. They had, or for the Cavaliers, they had 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 Marshfield error. I missed the throwing error when I was counting them up there at the end of the inning. And there was 1 left on base for the Cavs. Nonetheless, the Cavaliers have a 2-0 lead and due up for the Chaparrals in the top of the 4th inning. Riley Bauman, Logan Hamalka, and Colton Schillinger. Riley Bauman, to lead things off, hit a line shot to short his first time up. Eli Erickson delivers. Curveball for a strike. He's got one of those 6-12 curves, or 12-6 curves. Get my numbers straight here. He's at the belt and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 2. He definitely has the Chaparrals off balance. He's at the belt and delivers. That one's outside for a ball. That was a curveball outside. Again, it was a go ahead and chase this if you want to pitch. That one's just a little bit low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To Riley Bauman. Erickson at the belt, and he delivers. That just missed outside. Count goes full now to Bauman. And the pitch swung on a miss for strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for Erickson. And that's going to bring up Logan Hamalka. He was a victim of a strikeout his first time up. And the pitch. Strike on the outside corner. That was a fastball, caught the outside corner. Erickson at the belt, and he delivers. And a ground ball foul down the first baseline. No balls, 2 strikes. Chaparral manager Luke Wirtz trots on down to the bullpen to retrieve that foul ball. Strike 3 called. Question, though, is when Luke Wirtz
chases that ball down. Does he get one of the tokens that can be used at the souvenir stand?
I would guess like anyone else, yeah.
I would go and ask if I were Luke.
Yeah.
All right, Colton Schillinger is at the plate. He was called out on strikes his first time up. And that one just missed outside. A ball and no strikes, 2 down. And there's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. That was a curveball on the outside corner. Erickson delivers. A little bit low. 2 balls and 1 strike. And we have time called. And Rick Byer giving a warning to the dugout for the Chaparrals. I don't know. He must have heard something. And here's the pitch. That's low and away for a ball. 3 balls, 1 strike. Eli Erickson on the mound for the Cavaliers. And the 3-1 pitch. Ground ball, high hopper over to third. Bemnister throws it over to first. And they got him by just a half a step. So for the Chaparrals, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And we have played 3.5. And it's the Chaparrals nothing, but the Cavaliers have 2 on NLWN-TV.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
To learn more or to help financially, would find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
Being a cowboy, well, I don't know anything different. I had a very successful career. Life was fast. I was preparing physically. I wasn't doing anything mentally. And then I got hurt. I dug into mental health. I wanted to be better as a person. I start my day with a workout. I live life 8 seconds at a time. Find a place to stop and just breathe. Love your mind.
So looking down at the Chaparrals dugout, they've got a total of 11 people because they do have a designated hitter, and then Luke Wirtz is the manager. Leading off for the Cavaliers in the bottom of the 4th, Sam Knickerbocker, who grounded to second his first time up. That pitch is inside for a ball. Cavs on top, 2-0. And the pitch swung and fouled away, strike 1. Cavs come into the game tonight with a 10-4 record. And he fouls that one back. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Sam Knickerbocker. Chaparrals come in with a 3-2 overall record. They play in the Dairyland Large Baseball League, and they're 2-2 in league play. And that got Knickerbocker in the hip. And the players are shouting at Sam, "Don't rub it." So, runner on first. We're looking for possibly a courtesy runner for Knickerbocker. And we are going to get a courtesy runner. Ryan Hall is going to be the courtesy runner for Sam Knickerbocker. It was very convenient because he was in the first base coach's box. So they just trade helmets and Knickerbocker jogs off the field. He doesn't look any too worse for wear. Catchers are tough guys.
They got balls hitting them all the time.
Speaking of catchers, Cole Timon has spent a fair amount of time back behind the plate. Fouls that one off the window off to our right. Timon struck out looking, and we have time called. I think we have some dirt in the eye of Bryant behind the plate. He says he's okay. Timon steps back in. Hull takes his lead. And the pitch, Hull goes. Swung on, missed, throw down to second, and Hull's in safely. No balls and 2 strikes to Cole Timon. Nobody out. Hull with his lead. And the pitch. High pop-up. Foul territory. Moving over is Siriaki, and he makes a catch. So with 1 away, that's going to bring up Ashton Kroll, who struck out looking his first time up. Hull with a lead at second, and the pitch is inside for a ball. Henninger at the belt, looks at second, now delivers. That's a called strike right down the middle. A ball and a strike. Ashton Kroll at the plate. Outside for ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. That missed inside. So we've got a hitter's pitch now for Ashton Kroll. 3-1. Henninger at the belt. And he delivers. There's a ground ball over to short. Picked up, throw over to first, and it's in time, but Hull moves over to third. And I sounded like that might have been a broken bat. Byro made the play, threw it over to Siriaki. And up to the plate comes Cade Mueller, who flew out to right field his first time up. And the pitch inside. Call that one a belt buckle polisher. And that's high and away for a ball. 2 balls. No strikes. 2 down. Cavs have a runner on third. That's Ryan Hull. And the pitch. That one caught the outside corner for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. Inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. To Cade Mueller with 2 down. Hull takes his lead, and the pitch. Fly ball, that's deep. That's pretty way back there and off the wall. One runs in, and putting on the brakes at second is Mueller. With a fly ball just out of the reach of Schillinger. And give him an RBI as Hull comes in to score. And the Cavs go up 3-0. That's going to bring up Carson Windeshausen. And that first pitch missed outside. And here's the pitch. Dead ball. They say it got Windeshausen. Windeshausen wasn't sure he wanted to be hit by that one. He was willing to stay in there and bat. But he takes the hit by pitch trip down to first base. That puts Jerome Delikowski at the plate. And we have Mueller at second, Windeshausen at first. Delikowski drew a walk his first time up, and that pitch is high for a ball. Henninger delivers. Fly ball out into center field. Bowman is under it, and he makes the catch. But the Cavaliers do pick up a run on one hit. That was the double by Cade Mueller. And no errors, one left on base. So we have played 4 innings, and it's the Cavaliers 3 and the Chaparrals nothing on NLWN-TV.
When people are fed, futures are nourished. They can connect with the world around them, unlock endless possibilities, and thrive. Join the movement to end hunger. Volunteer. Advocate. Donate. Go to feedingamerica.org/act now.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
We have some activity going on in the Marshfield bullpen. That's Luke Wirtz warming up down there for the Chaparrals. As we're heading into the top of the 5th inning, due up for the Chaparrals, Jason Kurth, Andrew Siriaki, and Will Lee. Eli Erickson making his Cavalier debut today. So far, he's performed very nicely, been very efficient. Knock on wood, don't want to jinx that. Jason Kurth stepping up, he flew out to center field his first time up. Tillman shading him slightly to the left. And that pitch missed outside. Ball 1. And the pitch, that's a strike over the outside third. One ball, one strike. And here comes the pitch. That one's chopped in the dirt. Off the pads of Knickerbocker. A ball and 2 strikes. So Knickerbocker squats down back behind the plate. Rathke into his motion and delivers. That's high for a ball. Did I just call him Rathke? We have other Elis on the team. I've got to keep them straight. This is Erickson. And the pitch. There's a high chopper over to third. Bemnister picks it up, fires a long throw over to first in time. That's about as long as you can make that throw and have it be in fair territory. So, one away. So, Andrew Siraki steps up. Flew out to center field his last time up. And there is a strike on the outside corner. That one's not for me. I heard that phone ringing. And the pitch. There's a fly ball out into center field. Tillman drifts back. And he makes a catch for out number 2. That's going to bring up Will Lee. He was a victim of a strikeout that he was looking at. His first time up. Erickson delivers it, misses outside for a ball. And the pitch. That missed inside. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch. There's a pop foul. Knickerbocker makes the catch right in front of the net. So, the Chaparrals go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We have played 4.5, and it's the Cavs 3 and the Chaparrals nothing on NLWN-TV.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
We have a new pitcher for the Marshfield Chaparrals. Luke Wirtz is now on the mound. The numbers for Cole Hediger: he went 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, 2 of which were earned on 4 hits, struck out 3, and walked 1. He also hit 2 batters. And we're going into the bottom of the 5th inning. Cavs up on top, 3-0. And due up for the Cavaliers, Logan Hesselman, Brayton Tillman, and Xavier Bemnister. Hesselman singled. His last time up was an infield hit and ended up coming up around and scoring. His run was the unearned run. And that pitch is inside for a ball. There's a shot off the net in front of the auxiliary scoreboard. So it's a ball and a strike. Cavs on top, 3-0. Wirtz at the belt, and he delivers. That was a called strike. I think Rick Byer thought it was at the letters on the out or the inside corner. So 1-2 to Hesselman. He hits a fly ball into shallow left field. Coming in and making the catch. Out there is Schillinger. So that'll bring up Brayton Tillman. Tillman flew out to right field his first time up and then hit a sacrifice fly to center field that drove in Hesselman. And the pitch. There's a ground ball over to second, picked up by Lee, throw over to first, and it's in time. So with 2 down, that'll bring up Xavier Bemnister. He's 2 for 2. Pair of singles, 1 to center field, 1 to right field. And there's a shot just off the glove of Byrol, and he's going to make it to first, and I believe, I'm going to wait and see what the scoreboard puts up. I think they're going to give him an infield hit on that. And he hasn't put anything up yet. Nope, he charged him with the air, so that's an error on the shortstop.
Second baseman Carter Veith.
So that'll bring up Carter Veith. And that pitch is outside. One ball, no strikes. There's a fly ball out into left field. Back on the track and reaching up and making the catch is Schillinger. Veith gave it a ride, but Schillinger got over there and made the catch. So for the Cavaliers, no runs, no hits. There was 1 Marshfield error and 1 man. Oh, wait a minute. Is that only 2 down? Well, I was 1 out ahead of myself here on the scorebook. That's only 2 outs. So Sam Knickerbocker comes up. Cavs have runners at second and third. Bemnister's on third. And it's a 3-0 count to Knickerbocker. And Knickerbocker draws the walk. So, Cole Timon comes to the plate. with the bases loaded. And we're going to get Ryan Hull as a courtesy runner for Knickerbocker. The one that I thought was a catch out there by Schillinger evidently didn't catch it. Turned into a double. That's what happens when I take my eyes away from it too early. Cole Timon at the plate. He hits a fly ball on the right field line. Moving over is Siriaki, and he makes the catch in foul territory. That's the second time Timon's fouled out to Siriaki. Now the Cavaliers are down with no runs on one hit. There was one error, and 3 were left on base. So we have played 5 innings, and it's the Cavaliers 3 and the Marshfield Chaparrals nothing on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Auto Vision Center in Eau Claire, your source for auto glass repair and replacement. Their quality work comes complete with a lifetime warranty on workmanship. When it comes to windshield repair and replacement, Auto Vision Center provides mobile auto glass services with free estimates. So if your windshield needs help, call Auto Vision Center today. That's Auto Vision Center at 1631 North Claremont in Eau Claire. Call 715-834-5277.
Helps if I push the button. Yeah, there we go. We're back here at Carson Park. And the Cavaliers have a 3-0 lead over the Marshfield Chaparrals as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Due up for the Chaparrals, Al Alicata. He'll be followed by Sean Bryant and Isaiah Byrol.
Erickson having a great outing tonight on the mound.
And say that again, because when I pressed the buttons, that one didn't get pressed.
Oh, okay. Erickson having a great night on the mound. He's been very consistent, throwing a lot of strikes, and allowing his defense to work behind him, and have an awesome game going.
He has thrown an awesome game, and he's mixed up his pitches very nicely. He doesn't just rely on the fastball. He's got some off-speed stuff that had the Chaparrals off balance. Al Alicata popped out to second his last time up. This is a bounder out to short. Throw over to first in time. So Cade Mueller makes the throw over to Delikowski at first.
The catcher, Sean Bryant.
So that's going to bring up the catcher, Sean Bryant. His last time up, he grounded out to Mueller. And the pitch. That one's outside for a ball. And the pitch. There's a shot over to short, throw over to first, and that's not going to make the throw, but I think that's going to be a hit. It was knocked down by Mueller, and he made the throw, and they did award him the hit. So, that's the first hit of the night given up by Erickson. We have a score after 3 innings in a CRBL game tonight. The Tilden Tigers and the Cadott Red Sox are all tied at 0. At the plate is top of the order, Isaiah Byrol, and the first pitch is a called strike. And the 0-1 pitch. There's a liner out into left field, falls in. So 2 runners on now for the Chaparrals. So Riley Bauman comes to the plate. He lined to short and then struck out. And the first pitch is a ball. And the pitch, and that one got him. So the Chaparrals have a bit of a threat going here. With 1 out, they have the bases loaded. And that's going to bring up Logan Hamalka. You know, this inning is probably our fault, Jay, because we said he had been having a great day. And there's a foul ball back into the screen. Strike 1. Hamalka has struck out twice looking. The 0-1 pitch. Curveball missed outside. Knickerbocker did a really nice job of snagging that one, preventing a run from coming in. Erickson looking in. And the pitch. That was inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And Hamalka goes down on strikes for the 3rd time. 2 away. Bases loaded. Colton Schillinger, who struck out and then grounded over to third base. And the first pitch is a called strike. And the pitch. Strike 2 called. Curveball got the inside corner. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Just a hair high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's one of those that looks like a cantaloupe as it's coming in. Right up about eye level. The 1-2 pitch. That one also just missed high. It was a fastball high. I think Erickson might have thought he had that one. He's at the belt, and he delivers. Foul ball off the right side. Count holds at 2-2.
That ball brought to you by Island Lake Endeavors, conveniently located in the shores of Island Lake in New Albert, Wisconsin.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Bases loaded. We're in the top of the 6th inning. And the pitch. Check swing outside. The count goes full. So it's going to be traveling time on the base paths. Runner should be off on the pitch. Erickson delivers. There they go, and it's outside. Ball 4 and an RBI walk to Colton Schillinger. And the bases remain full. Here's the pitch. There's a strike called. Hey, they even let Dan into the press box. How about that?
They're still chasing me.
And the throw over to first. And he got back in. Cavalier dugout thought it was an out at first, and they're going to take a look, and umpires confer, and they decided he was safe. This is Jason Kurth at the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Ground ball over towards second, and it gets through. 1 run is in. Here comes the tying run into the plate. And a 2 RBI single for Kurth. And that ties the game at 3.
First baseman, Andrew Saraki.
And we have runners on the corners. Andrew Saraki is at the plate. And that pitch is high for a ball. And the pitch swung on a miss for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch is called strike. Rick Beyer a little late on that call. Curve, or 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rick Beyer threw us a curve that time. Here's the pitch. That one bounced about 3 feet short of the plate. Runner goes down to second. So we have Kurth is on second. Schillinger is on third. And the pitch swung on a miss, strike 3. But in the top of the 6th inning, the Marshfield Chaparrals picked up 3 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors, and 1 was left on base. We've played 5.5, and it's Cavaliers 3, Marshfield Chaparrals 3, and you're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
My name's Stacy, I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020. One teen can come in and make you look at life in a whole different way.
You know, he's my father, so I look up to him a lot. If I can be 10% of the man he is, I'll be a happy person for sure.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
And we're back at Carson Park heading into the bottom of the 6th inning, and we'll send it over to Jay Fall.
Thanks, Rick. Ashton Crowell now batting in the Cavaliers' bottom of the 6th. And that ball just caught the outside corner for a strike. Next pitch goes in. That one, a ball. 1-1. We're tied at 3. Marshfield Chaparrals and the Eau Claire Cavaliers, a non-league game for both teams. And the pitch fouled off on the first base side.
Ball brought to you by Madison Street Auto Body. We can drop off your SUV, auto, or truck and allow us to drive them with excellent service.
That pitch high for ball 2, 2-2. Krall struck out, flew out to left field, and thrown out by the shortstop at first. Last time he was up. Struck out and 6-3. And a fly ball out to right field. Getting underneath it is Hanolke, and he grabs it for out number 1. So up next for the Cavs is Cade Mueller.
I know it's kind of hard to read my writing there, Jay, but that's Hamalka.
And that pitch, opposite batter's box, way outside, ball 1.
My mother always used to say I should have been a doctor because no one can read my writing.
Check swing, and that one caught the inside corner for strike 1. 1-1 to Mueller. And that ball hit to short right field, and there to get it again is
Hamalka.
Hamalka, okay. And that's 2 down, both by Hamalka. Got to say his name, get used to that.
They've got several.
Carson Windenhausen now, the third batter of this inning, and that tip foul off his bat for strike 1. Wirtz studies, fires it in. That one outside for strike, outside corner.
Rick Byer taking his time on some of these calls, making sure he gets a good look at it.
And that one going out to center field where Windenhausen hit it before, and another fly out to center field to Bowman. So for the Cavaliers in the 6th inning, they had no runs, no hits, there were no Chaparral errors, and no base runners left. Score at the end of 6 complete innings, the Chaparrals 3, the Cavaliers 3. You're watching Eau Claire Baseball on NLWN-TV.
Get in touch with the roots of the Chippewa Valley at the Chippewa Valley Museum, located in Eau Claire's Carson Park, with a mission of connecting people to their community and inspire curiosity. From reinventing the Chippewa Valley, a century of change in farm life, the Farmhouse Theater, along with the Wisconsin Logging Museum and Logging Camp. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum features special temporary exhibits and traveling exhibits, as well as web exhibits. The Chippewa Valley Museum is open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Call for more information at 715-834-7871.
Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum is participating in the National Blue Star Museums program, which is presented through the National Endowment for the Arts and Blue Star Families. Through Blue Star Museums, active duty military personnel, including National Guard and Reserves, and their families receive free museum admission. And by the way, veterans, the Eau Claire Cavaliers want to remind you that you can get a lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games by simply coming to Carson Park with your veterans identification, and the Cavs will be happy to issue you your lifetime pass. It's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Yeah, and that identification doesn't have to necessarily come from the VA or anything like that. When I arrived and got my pass, the veteran stamp on my driver's license was sufficient to get my lifetime pass.
There you go. Very easy to get a Cavaliers lifetime pass if you're a vet. We hope that you'll do that. Okay, first batter for the Cavaliers here in the top of the seventh.
For the Marshfield Chaparrals.
Oh, Chaparrals, sorry. Will Lee. And that pitch falls into the dirt. Lee struck out and fouled out to the catcher. Erickson's next pitch, that one also goes low for ball 2. Erickson throws that one outside for ball 3.
Cavaliers are pretty short-handed when it comes to pitching today, so they want to get as much out of Erickson as they can.
And that one right down the pike for strike 1. 3-1 the count. Yeah, and the Chaparrals light in general tonight. Whoa, that bat went flying into the Cavaliers dugout. Got loose from Will Lee.
It hit the Cavalier water jug on top of the dugout. And a bunch of Cavalier players had to scatter right as it came flying over there. We're laughing about it right now, but it's a pretty dangerous situation.
Yeah, that bat was flying. And there's a group of about 4 sitting there.
Including the photographer.
Yes. And that ball 4. And with thrown bat and all, Will Lee gets a walk. And coming up to El Ladacata. And he popped out to second base and was thrown out at first from shortstop. And that ball popped up into center field. There to get it is Tillman for out number 1. So Sean Bryant, the Chaparrals catcher now, steps into the batter's box.
He had that infield hit that kind of handcuffed Mueller at shortstop. Mueller was able to knock it down, but then not able to make a play. That kind of got things going for the Chaparrals in the last inning.
And swung on and missed. Strike 1. Lee goes back. Yeah, that was a big half inning last inning for the Chaparrals. They were able to get things tied up. That pitch caught the outside corner. Strike 2. 1-2 the count. And that ball, a ball, 2-2.
That was kind of the chase me pitch that Lalakata kind of thought, no, I'm not chasing you that far.
And that one fouled back up over the top of the grandstand. Count still 2-2.
And Dan's ready to go chasing it.
Down to the parking lot. Over the fence.
And swing and a miss. Strike 3 for the second out for the Chaparrals in the 7th inning. And now back to the top of the lineup for the, or top of the batting order for the Chaparrals, Isaiah Byrell, who got on an error on the shortstop, thrown out by the shortstop. and had a single to left. So he's 1 for 3. That one he's got to lean back on. Ball 2.
We call that high and tight.
High and tight, okay.
Chin music.
Yeah, Dan goes chin music. Except it was more about his forehead. Need an anatomy instruction here.
Oh, nice pitch inside. Strike 1. 2-1.
He worked that inside corner that time.
Eli Erickson not too worried about Lee at first. And that ball chopped into center field for a base hit just in front of Tillman. And there are 2 runners on for the Chaparrals in the top of the 7th inning. We're tied at 3 at historic Carson Park in Eau Claire. Riley Bauman, the center fielder, is up, and that one goes flying off the top of his bat. Foul tip, strike 1. Both base runners for the Chaparrals. A little bit of a lead. That one high and tight. 1-1. Two down for Marshfield. And that one inside for ball 2. And that one also inside, ball 3.
It might have been a hair high as well. Those balls are starting to creep up a little bit now for Erickson.
And ball hit out to right center field. Getting under it is Wintershausen. And that ends the inning for the Chaparrals. So there were no runs on a hit, no Cavaliers errors, and 2 left. Score at the end of 6.5 innings of play. The Cavaliers 3 and the Chaparrals 3. You're watching Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV.
NLWN-2 invites you to join us in our time machine and journey back to the 1860s for some vintage baseball with the Menominee Blue Caps. Our first broadcast will be on Monday, June 23rd, as the Blue Caps face the Flat Rock Bear Clan from Michigan and the Fillmore Fungi from Minnesota. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. That's Vintage Baseball, Monday, June 23rd, on NLWN-2.
You're tuned to the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. We use advertising revenue to make this service available to you. If you have a business and would like to get your message out to our ever-increasing audience, give us a call at 715-563-1749. We'll be happy to discuss our budget-friendly advertising packages with you. Get your business noticed on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV by calling 715-563-1749.
We're tied at 3, bottom of the 7th inning. Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Marshfield Chaparrals.
Dan is fascinated by the helicopter coming in.
That's how I want to come in. Pitch.
Oh, when you get the call from the bullpen?
Yep.
So Jerome Delikowski is the leadoff batter here in the 7th inning for the Cavaliers. And looks at strike 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2 to Jerome.
Oh, yeah, Cavaliers have a little action going on. That looks like it might be Xavier Bemnister warming up.
And that ball hit foul down the third base line. Coach nearly had it.
And again, wouldn't you know, it's a day we did not bring the binoculars up here.
Yep, number 4.
Yeah, that's Xavier Bemnister. Dan's got the eagle eyes. He's also got the camera.
And Delikowski fouls another one off the third base side. 0-2 the count. And Delikowski hits it off to right field, and that ball is caught for out number 1. Kamolka getting a lot of action out in right field tonight.
Showed pretty good range that time, too, because that had the potential of falling into no man's land there. But he managed to get there.
Now up Logan Hesselman for the Cavs. And he looks at one outside and high for ball 1. Hesselman had a base hit to second base earlier in the game. Got the next second base on an error and flew out to left. 1-1. Hits pretty close for both ball clubs. That one outside in the dirt. Ball 2. 2-1.
Yeah, Chaparrals 3 runs, 4 hits. They committed 2 errors. Cavs 3 runs, 5 hits. They've committed 1 error.
And a shot out to right field and that one drops in front of Anoke. And that's a base hit for Hesselman. Back to the top of the order now for the Cavaliers. Brayton Tillman. He flew out to left, had a sac fly to center field with an RBI and thrown out at first. Now Wirtz watching Hesselman over at first. Pitch goes in for strike 1.
I was going to say activity in the Cavalier bullpen is over, but that's because Xavier Bemnister's on deck.
And another shot out to right field. That one's going to drop in again. And rounding second is Hesselman. He gets to third. And a base hit to right field for Brayton Tillman.
So the Cavaliers have a threat going, looking to retake the lead.
So Hesselman's on third, Tillman on first, and now Xavier Bemnister, who has just got done warming up in the bullpen for the Cavs, is up.
You know, in the profile interview that we saw in the pregame show today, Xavier talked about how he likes to go golfing, and I asked him if that messes up his batting swing. I guess we're going to find out right now.
That ball in the dirt, but Hesselman's going to stay put.
He did say that when his golf swing is on, his batting swing is on.
That one caught the outside edge for strike 2.
I must have been doing something wrong.
Yeah, Dan goes, I must have been doing something wrong.
Both my golf and baseball swings are bad, so
well, at least you're consistent.
I'm consistent. And a shot down the left field line. In comes Hesselman. And the Cavs take the lead back with one out in the bottom of the 7th.
That's a 3-hit day for Xavier Bemnister. And it looks like we might be having a pitching change now for the Chaparrals, because they brought in Bauman from center field, and we'll get that all figured out right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ballgame. Our next broadcast will be on Sunday, June 22nd, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the La Crescent Cardinals from Carson Park in Eau Claire. Live coverage on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:30 p.m. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Sunday, June 22nd on NLWN-TV.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.
And Bauman is coming in to pitch. That's Riley Bauman coming in to pitch. The numbers for Luke Wirtz, he went 2 1/3 innings, gave up no runs on 4 hits, didn't strike anybody out, walked 1. I take that back. He gave up 1 run.
Yep.
Yeah, 1 run, and it was earned. And I'm going to write that down, but otherwise I will forget it. There, I think I can read that eventually. Gave up 1 run. He's also responsible for the 2 runners on base.
Looks like Wirtz went out in center field in Bauman's place. They just traded positions.
Well, they didn't have much option.
No. Carter Veith. And pitch goes in, and actually heading over to third is Tillman.
So Cavs have runners on the corners. This might be a stretched out double steal situation here. Tillman took third. Now we have runners at the corners. And he goes.
And heading to second and gets in standing. Ball gets loose, but it's stopped just on the edge of the infield.
And Tillman had a notion, just didn't go.
So Bemnister on second. Tillman still holding on third. 1 out. The count's 1-1 to Carter Veith. And that pitch fouled off the front of the press box down on the other side.
You know, I think that's the 3rd one that's gone off that press box window. I'm just glad they're aiming them over that way.
Yeah. Well, one of them got close on this side, I think. Checks the runner at third. And that's a strike on the outside corner, and that is a strikeout for Carter Veith.
So Veith goes down looking.
Sam Knickerbocker is up, thrown out at first, hit by a pitch, and walked. And the shot goes out to left field, base hit. And scoring will be Tillman and Bemnister. A 2-run single to Sam Knickerbocker.
So Knickerbocker picks up 2 RBI, and Ryan Hall comes in to run for Knickerbocker.
And the Cavs have doubled their runs here so far. 2 outs. And Cole Timon is up. And that one, ball 1. Knickerbocker on first. Takes a bit of a lead. Cavs up 6-3 over Marshfield. And that one gets hit off to the short right field. And that one, an error on the throw over to first base. And that advances Knickerbocker all the way over to third. Ashton Kroll up now. He struck out, thrown out at first, and flew out to right field. Runners on the corners for the Cavaliers. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th.
I don't expect to see Timon take second on this runners on the corners, but you never know.
And first pitch, a strike. Right over the plate. 0-1. Timon holds it first. That pitch low for ball 1. 1-1. And swing and a miss for strike 2.
Ashton Kroll, one of the Cavaliers that spent time yesterday with the Chippewa Valley Montessori School kids as they played some catch with them. They got out and did some activities in the community. And in looking at the pictures and so on, I think the players had every bit as much fun as the kids did.
Last pitch high and outside for ball 2. 2-2 the count. That one way outside, going into the dirt. And
so it's going to be traveling time for Timon. Boy, that's 3 T's, right? Traveling time, Timon.
Yeah. And that one foul tip back.
That's a mean thing to do to an old guy like Cole Timon. Gets almost down to second and he fouls it back. He's not even going all the way back to the base.
No. And that one fouled out off the first base side.
Now he's going to go back again.
Full count still. Cavs have racked up 9 hits in the game tonight with 1 error. And that one, a ball and a free base for Ashton Kroll. And we have bases loaded once again. Coming up, Cade Mueller, who flew out twice to right field and then hit one on the opposite side, an RBI double.
We do have some activity going on down in the Cavalier bullpen. We'll see if we can't pick up a number.
And inside ball 1.
I think it's Xavier Bemnister warming up again.
And that one fouled over the top of general admission first base side.
Family owned and operated since being established in 2023.
One and one the count. And a swing. Strike two. And that one low at the knees, or no, that one caught the inside corner. Strike two, 2-2.
I think his belt buckle's a little shinier now after that one.
Zipped by there pretty quick. And that one fall over the top of everything.
Yeah, it's out in the lawn behind the grandstand. I think it hit the concrete out there first, took a real high hop. That'll give the kids something to chase after.
And that one ball is loose. Coming in, standing up for another run is Xavier Bemnister.
No, Ryan Hall.
Oh, Ryan Hall, okay. All right. Running for him.
Yep. Yeah, he's running for Knickerbocker.
Oh, okay.
Timon's at third. And Kroll is at first.
And that one fouled down the right field line. Runners on second and third for Cade Mueller with a full count and 2 outs. And that one high, and it'll load the bases again. Ball 4 to Cade Mueller. So 2 walks in a row, and Carson Windeshausen steps into the batter's box. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th. And swing and a miss, strike 1.
Windeshausen really would like to get a hold of one somewhere along in here.
Pitches in, and that one popped up into the infield.
And he missed
it. Yep, Bauman missed it. Another run will score, Timon.
That's, I'm sure, going to go as an error.
So that's the 4th error of the night for the Cavaliers, or the Chaparrals.
Yeah, those guys.
The other team. I'll just call them that. Delikowski.
Have the Cavs batted around this inning? It seems like just about, yes.
Yep. Delikowski started things out. And Jerome fouls it off the right field line, and
just about the fan deck.
Yep, strike 1.
Good thing they weren't grilling down there, because that would have had to make the folks on the barbecue take a duck.
One and one. Kind of leathery. Delikowski chops it foul to the other side this time. And Delikowski looks at a strike, and unfortunately that ends the Cavaliers' 7th inning. But not until they score 5 runs on 4 hits. There was 1 error, and there
3
were
left on.
3 left on. Score at the end of 7 complete innings of play. The Eau Claire Cavaliers 5 and the Marshfield
No, Cavaliers
8. Sorry, reading the wrong one. 8 and the Marshfield Chaparrals 3. You're watching Eau Claire Cavaliers baseball on NLWN-TV.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
So in the Chaparrals' 8th inning, we'll have Homolka, Schillinger, and Kurth. The Cavaliers, 8 runs, 9 hits, just 1 error. And the Marshfield Cavaliers, as they start the 8th inning,
yeah, you should
Chaparrals.
stick with just calling them the other team.
The other team, Marshfield, the visitor. 3 runs on 4 hits and 4 errors.
Yeah, it doesn't help that they're the Cavs and the Chaps.
Yeah. So Homolka steps in for the Chaparrals' 8th inning and looks at a strike.
Eli Erickson out there for his 8th inning of work.
And that one goes low and in the dirt. Ball 1. 1-1 the count. Bemnister probably just out there warming up to, to be ready if his friend needs a break. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1-2.
He has that breaking ball going again. He's one of these guys that when he's pitching from ahead, he's really tough.
And a hit goes out to center field. Tillman back, gets under it. First out. Homolka had struck out the 3 times that he was at the plate before, and now Colton Schillinger walked the last inning, struck out looking, and was thrown out at first from third his previous outings or times at bat. Erickson's pitch falls low, or no,
he called it a strike.
No, strike 1, yeah.
I think Rick Byers getting tired. He's getting slower with those calls and not quite as loud as he was.
Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah, I was really didn't hear anything, so I made a bad assumption. 1-1. That pitch inside, ball 2.
After 5 innings, it's the Cadott Red Sox 3, Tilden Tigers 1 in other CRBL action.
Eli Erickson throws the next pitch in. That one on the other side. 3-1 ball.
That must have been low because I think that caught the corner. Dan's nodding.
And that one
did catch the corner.
It did. So we have a full count. 3-2, no runners on. And that ball hit to third, and Bemnister can't get to it. And that will get, that'll put Schillinger on base.
They gave Bemnister an error on that. So that was an error on Bemnister.
And then throws a strike. Jason Kurth. And that one dropped into short right field, and the throw to second a little bit late, so that's a base hit out to short right field.
It was a good thought that time by Windeshausen to make that fire to second because they didn't miss that force out by much.
And now Andrew Saracki, and looks at strike one. Runners on first and second, 1 out. That pitch swung on and missed for strike 2.
That's where that curveball comes in effective because that, I'm not sure that broke over the plate, but it was close enough. He couldn't watch it.
Erickson checks second and swing and a miss for strike 3. And a very frustrated Andrew Cernacki. Will Lee now, the second baseman, is batting for Marshfield. He struck out, fouled out to the catcher, and got on by a walk. 2 outs for the Chaparrals. That pitch outside for ball 1. Cavaliers host La Crescent here on Sunday afternoon. You can watch it here on NLWN-TV. Two and 0 pitch. That one outside.
No, he called it strike.
He did. Okay.
Again, you gotta watch Rick Beyer. Plus, he makes the sign out in front of his body, so it's screening it from us.
Okay, swing and a miss, strike 2. Yep. Deuces Wild on the scoreboard.
2 runners on.
And swing and a miss, strike 3. And out 3. So for Marshfield, no runs, 1 hit, 1 Cavalier error, and there were 2 runners left. Score at the end of 7.5 innings of play. The Cavaliers 8, the Chaparrals 3. You're watching Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV.
Achieving my goals as an adult was challenging without a high school diploma. With the help of an adult education center, I finished my high school diploma and it changed my life.
This yearbook is a testament to your accomplishments and how they have impacted all of us.
Getting my high school diploma made me feel like I can do anything. Now, I can help the kids in my community achieve their dreams.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
NLWN-2 invites you to join us in our time machine and journey back to the 1860s for some vintage baseball with the Menominee Blue Caps. Our first broadcast will be on Monday, June 23rd, as the Blue Caps face the Flat Rock Bear Clan from Michigan and the Fillmore Fungi from Minnesota. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. That's Vintage Baseball, Monday, June 23rd on NLWN-2.
Yeah, as we mentioned, the Fillmore Fungi from Michigan aren't making the trip, but the Flat Rock Bear Clan out of Minnesota, the Blue Caps will be playing. And we'll have all the action of both of their games. We'll have it for you Monday night, starting at 7 o'clock on NLWN-2. Well, if the Cavs put up another 5-run inning, the game will be over.
And to start things off, Logan Hesselman, who's had a couple of base hits and flew out to left. 2 for 3 tonight. Bauman throws the first pitch high and outside for ball 1. And swing and a miss, strike 1. 1-1 the count.
He swung right through that one.
Cavs lead 8-3 over Marshfield. And that one tipped foul back for strike 2. 1-2 the count. Sunday single game with the La Crescent Cardinals. First pitch at 1. We'll be on the air with coverage within the dugout starting at 12:30.
Supposed to be a beautiful day for baseball if you like the heat. And if you don't like the heat, sit in your air-conditioned home and watch it right here on NLWN-TV. But I would never discourage anybody from coming to the ballpark.
No. Oh. And a free base for Logan Hesselman.
And he caught some razzing from the players in the dugout for the Cavs.
So we're back to the top of the order for the Cavaliers. Brayton Tillman, who flew out to left, had a sac fly to center, thrown out at first, and had a nice base hit to right field as he swings and misses at strike 1.
You know, Bauman is a good example of what an old coach told me. If you're in need of a pitcher, bring in your center fielder.
And that one tipped out of the park.
Well, the logic behind that is that center fielder usually has a really strong arm because they've got to make a long throw. And so you're going to count on that arm, and if you can keep it under control, he can usually be effective on the mound. I always thought a third baseman would be a good option in that situation too, because he's throwing at a target over at first.
1-2 the count. That one outside for ball 2. 2-2. Hesselman a few steps off at first. Bauman checks him. Pitch goes in. That one high for ball 3. Full count, 3-2. Bauman with a pitch, that one outside, and a free pass for Tillman. No outs, 2 on. And coming up,
we have a pitching change coming up, and it just proved my theory because they went from the center fielder to the third baseman. So as I'm looking here, I'm trying to see where Wirtz went out. Wirtz went out somewhere in here. So, so Bauman gets 2/3 of an inning. And I think he might be charged with the loss. I'm going to have to take a closer look at that. Wirtz is going to be charged with the loss if it holds. And we have Lalakata coming in on the mound. As he's warming up. And Xavier Bemnister due up for the Cavaliers.
Third baseman, how do you Bemnister?
And Bauman went to short, it looks like. And I'm looking here.
And first pitch is fouled, and it is caught by Bryant.
That was a nice catch.
Number 4.
Hamaloka is at third base, which means we have to look and see who the right fielder is. You got to keep it in the field of play and get your lens focused. The first pitch missed the outside corner.
Carter Veith at bat. Runners on first and second. One out. And going to third, sliding in safely, is Logan Hesselman.
And they ran the double steal.
Yep. So Brayton Tillman moved to second. Carter Veith looking at a 1-1 count. And that ball popped up toward the shortstop, Bauman, and he pulls it in for out number 2. So we have runners on second and third.
So the right fielder is Luke Wirtz, which means we don't know who the center fielder is.
Well, we should have a clean set of names here quite shortly.
Dan is taking a look for us.
7.
And Knickerbocker finds a hole out in center field. 1 run scores. Throw goes into second. Bobble. 2 run scores. So
and
2
Hull
runs.
is going to come up to bat for Cole Timon.
Yes.
So Knickerbocker is going to stay out there and run for himself on that 2 RBI single.
So Ryan Hull Pinch hitting with 2 outs. And ball 1. Knickerbocker, a few steps off first, goes back. Ball 2. Two outs, Cavs lead Chaparrals 10-3. That one inside and low for ball 3. And a strike over the plate.
That was definitely the get me over pitch. It's 3-0. He's not going to be swinging. Now he will be, though.
And that ball fouled out.
That ball brought to you by Island Lincoln Members. Call 715-868.
Down the right field line.
And it should be traveling time for Knickerbocker. Let's see if he's got the energy to do that. And he goes.
And that ball down the third base line, and the throw to first gets by Sarecki. Knickerbocker goes to third.
Hull came up a little lame. They did charge them with the error on that. They feel the official score felt that they would have gotten the out. And let's see who they've got coming out to run for him.
It's the 5th error on the Chaparrals.
Bryson Gash coming out to run for Ryan Hull.
Pitch runner, actually, Bryson Gash. Now batting Trenton Palmer.
Trenton Palmer now batting for the Cavs. And that one foul tipped, strike 1.
So I think they've gotten everybody into the game.
Oh, 1 pitch. Swung on, fouled back. 0-2. And fouled back again. 1-2.
If this game were a little closer, I'd expect to see Gash going, but now he goes. And it's fouled back. He must have heard me.
Yeah. It is pretty quiet here at Carson Park, so. Trenton Palmer facing a 1-2 count. And that ball outside for ball 2.
Palmer batting 148 on the season.
And that one fouled back. And the rush for the ball.
That poor little girl in the pink was going to chase it up the bleachers, and she went about 3 rows up, and the ball went through the bleachers down to the ground.
And that pitch high makes the count full.
So now gas should be going.
The payoff pitch to Palmer. And that one, a ball.
To load the bases.
And another walk. Load it up. Cade Mueller is now up with the bases loaded. Mueller walked the last time he was up, flew out twice to right field, and had an RBI single to left. And headed in that direction again, but foul.
Boy, if he straightens that one out, it's going to land at about the 15-yard line of the football field. He got every bit of that. Just turned on it a little too much.
Alicata checks third. Fires inside, 1-1. Two outs, bases loaded, and the ball just outside the infield. Bauman catches it and ends the inning for the Cavaliers. But they score 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 Marshfield error and 3 runners left. Score at the end of 8. The Eau Claire Cavaliers 10, the Marshfield Chaparrals 3. You're watching Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on NLWN-2 or TV.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
I'm Chris Jakomick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is, my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakomick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. My service never stops.
We go into the 9th inning for the Marshfield Chaparrals. They trail the Eau Claire Cavaliers by a score of 10-3. So if they continue to sputter on offense, the Cavaliers will pick up a non-league win here. Marshfield, 3 runs, 5 hits, 5 errors. The Cavaliers, 10 runs, 10 hits, and just 2 errors.
Out in left field now for the Cavaliers is Trenton Palmer. And Eli Erickson, in his debut pitching with the Cavaliers, has gone the entire distance, and he's going to try and finish this one out.
And so the first batter is Lalicata. And that one chopped foul to the third base coach's box. Strike one.
Mason Yarrington doing his best pirate peg leg imitation as he goes down to pick up that foul ball.
And that one a ball, 1-1.
It is good to see him up and around.
And that ball hit out to short right field, and it'll be a base hit for La Licata. So that will bring up Sean Bryant. Bryant has struck out, had a base hit toward the shortstop, and was thrown out by the shortstop at first. Runner at first, no outs. That one low and outside for ball one. That one swung on, tipped foul, strike one.
In the bottom of the eighth inning, it's Cadott leading Tilden 8-4 in CRBL action.
And that ball hit to left field. Over there, Palmer diving for it, makes the catch.
That is one heck of a catch by Trenton Palmer. Brayton Tillman gives him a hug as he gets up.
Center fielder Isaiah Byro.
And now back to the top of the order, Isaac Byro.
Or Isaiah.
Isaiah, sorry, yes.
And that's a called strike.
0-1.
Rick Byer's getting slower and slower on those calls. He is consistent with them, though. His strike zone hasn't moved at all. That's well tagged.
Yep, out to left field. Palmer under it and grabs that one for out number two.
Final chance now for the Chaparrals.
And Riley Bauman is up. He lined out to the shortstop, struck out, was hit by a pitch, and flew out to right field. So he's kind of had a tough night offensively. 2 down. And that one low for ball one. And that one hit out to center field, getting under it, and for the catch and the game, Tillman. So 3 up, 3 down. Well, almost. There were no runs for Marshfield. They had 1 hit. There were no errors by the Cavaliers, and there was a base runner stranded. So the score at the end of 8.5, tonight's final score. Yep. The Eau Claire Cavaliers 10 and the Marshfield Chaparrals 3. You're watching Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV.
Losing the fear of looking foolish comes with age.
Who did you steal him from?
Losing your way in your own home doesn't. Confusion with time and place may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Mom, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's.
You've been watching Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV. This copyrighted presentation has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network in conjunction with the Eau Claire Cavaliers. and is intended for the enjoyment of the viewing and listening audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in any form, without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and the Eau Claire Cavaliers is prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball, with a look back at today's game.
Hey, honey. We thought we'd try something new.
Family art hour. What do you think?
You got jokes. You're funny.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
Time now for Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
And we're back here at Carson Park. And the Cavaliers have come away with the win over the Marshfield Chaparrals by a score of 10-3. Make sure I write that down before I forget it. Cavaliers had 10 runs on 10 hits. They did commit 2 errors, whereas the Chaparrals had 3 runs on 6 hits, and they committed 5 errors. Winning pitcher in tonight's game in his Cavalier debut was Eli Erickson. He went the distance, recording all 27 outs, and I didn't actually have a chance to add them up here. Bear with me a second. 1, 2, counting the strikeouts, 3. Oops, wrong team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 strikeouts. And so a very good opening for the Cavaliers, or for his experience with the Cavaliers. I don't know how much longer we'll be able to hang on to him. From what I understand, he has moved into the Eau Claire area. At least that's what Ryan Bemnister was saying. And so maybe, I know that Ryan would like to add another arm or two, because we have some times a little bit later on this season where games are densely packed in. And another arm who definitely showed tonight that he's got the ability to go a long way into a game. Doing a 9-inning game is a lot. That's a big plus for him. Jay, your thoughts?
Yeah, Erickson had an awesome debut tonight, other than the inning where all the offense for the Chaparrals came about. He was very consistent, found the strike zone a lot, and the Cavs played great defense tonight as well. Just a couple of errors. So things, looking, to get back on track here for the Cavaliers. That big win over Osseo on Wednesday night, followed up by this one, and then another non-league game against La Crescent coming up on Sunday afternoon that you can see right here on NLWN-TV, and it starts at 12:30 with the In the Dugout show, and the first pitch, 1 p.m.
And joining us right now is, shall we call, acting manager Brian Maher. Yeah. We've been calling all kinds of people all kinds of names. I'll give you this here. And, hey, you got a good record as acting manager, though.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Flawless, undefeated. I'm done.
Hey, real nice pitching performance by Eli Erickson.
God, I wish you came a week ago. We could put him on our roster. We're a day late and $1 short. He had a heck of an outing.
Well, let's hang on to him for the non-league games and give the regular starters a bit of a break if we can.
He's on a team up in the Twin Cities, so he was kind of doing us a favor to come down and throw tonight.
He threw a whale of a ball game. First of all, going the distance had to be a lot more than you ever imagined.
Well, I thought 3-4, and we were going to split it up. all the way. We're going to go 3-4 pitchers. And he just goes, the way I throw, I'm not going to hurt my arm.
Well, and you couldn't pull him after 4 because into the 5th inning he had a no-hitter going. You can't pull him in that situation. And
no, I asked him every inning. And I was concerned that, we might be taking something away from his team up in the Twin Cities, that he wouldn't get a start. He goes, no, I'm fine. And it's like, we took whatever we could get, and he was generous enough to give us a complete game.
And although the game started a little inauspiciously with that ground ball to short that kind of went into the next county on its way over to first, but the Cavs defensively settled down and played decent ball.
Cutting the errors out, we had 8 or 9 errors in the last 2 games. We're not going to win games like that.
No.
So that was a much improved statistic tonight, is not making mistakes.
There were 2. And, errors do happen from time to time. And but cutting it down to only 2 is a real big plus.
Yeah, we've got to do that every day.
And the bats kind of came alive tonight. It took a little while for them to wake up, but you just tallied 10 hits.
That's what we've got to do for the next 2 games. We've got to get tuned up for these conference games and league games that we got coming up next Sunday. So,
yeah. The game day after tomorrow is another non-league game, so it's another chance to tune up for the Cavs. But a week later, that's a biggie. That's a doubleheader against the Tilden Tigers, who've always been kind of a thorn in the Cavaliers' side.
Absolutely. We're just tuning up. We're going to probably throw several pitchers. Everybody's going to get some playing time. I'm kind of just mixing it up a little bit different than what Ryan has put out there, but we had to keep the consistency with the guys that are traditionally in the lineup. But
speaking of which, a guy who did not start tonight but came in late in the game, Trenton Palmer. What a catch out there in left field.
You put our outfield out there, they're not going to be that many balls that drop. You got Trenton, you've got
depth in that
Tilly
outfield
in
too.
Center. Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
you could put Xavier out in center field. You could put you've got Windeshausen in right tonight, but Tilly plays over there. Kroll can play out there. You guys have a very deep outfield.
Our outfield is very strong. We as you can see, we've kind of mixed it up on the infield too, and I felt that they played solid. They were playing positions that they hadn't played before this year, but they did a great job on the infield this time. Clean off the errors.
Well, congratulations on the 10-3-1. Let's keep this going on Sunday.
Absolutely, every day.
Well, I agree
Sunday,
with that.
Every day.
But you have to get through Sunday to keep it going every day.
Absolutely.
So we'll do that. Okay, and we'll be back with more talking baseball right after this time out on NLWN-TV.
NLWN-TV, take you out to the ball game. Our next broadcast will be on Sunday, June 22nd, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the La Crescent Cardinals from Carson Park in Eau Claire. Live coverage on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:30 p.m. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Sunday, June 22nd on NLWN-TV.
The button. There we go. And we are back here talking baseball. And the Cavaliers come away with a 10-3 win over the Marshfield Chaparrals. Again, the Cavs had 10 runs, 10 hits. They committed 2 errors. Chaparrals 3 runs on 6 hits. They committed 5 errors. Winning pitcher tonight, Eli Erickson. He went the distance. Gave up 3 runs. They were all earned runs. And the losing pitcher tonight was Luke Wirtz, because he was the pitcher of record when the Cavaliers reestablished the lead. So, let's see here. Next Cavalier action coming up is on Sunday, so make sure you join us here on NLWN-TV as we bring you the Cavaliers taking on the La Crescent Cardinals in a non-league game from Carson Park. As, Our coverage is going to begin at 12:30 p.m. with the In the Dugout show, and that'll be followed by live play-by-play action. Also, don't forget, on Monday, we'll have our coverage of the Menominee Blue Caps. That will be on NLWN-2 as they take on the, the Flat Rock Bear Clan. That's the one out of Michigan. They will not be doing the Fillmore Fungi from Minnesota, but they will be doing the Bear Clan out of Michigan. And they have one other game, and we'll find out that team when we do that. And we'll have both games for you Monday night, starting at 7 o'clock on NLWN2. The Eau Claire Cavaliers want to remind veterans of the United States military that they can get a lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games simply by coming to Carson Park with your veterans identification. The Cavaliers will be happy to issue you your lifetime pass. It's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service. Today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game has been brought to you by Menominee Eye and Optical, with quality personalized care for you and your family. Your Napa Auto Parts store at 3580 Mall Drive in Eau Claire. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Midwest Environmental Consultants, lawn care and soil testing experts for Western Wisconsin. Auto Vision Center, windshield repair and replacement on North Claremont Avenue in Eau Claire. Slayton's Technology, the official IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. And the Chippewa Valley Museum, where you can connect with the roots of the valley right here in Carson Park. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on NLWN-TV. So for Jay Fall and Dan Petchow, this is Rick Olson reminding you once again that score: the Cavaliers 10 and the Marshfield Chaparrals 3. You've been tuned to Talkin' Baseball on NLWN-TV.
You have been tuned to Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
In the heart of a small town where the rivers flow, there's a spirit rising up and it's starting to grow. Carson Park's the place where dreams come alive. Eau Claire Cavaliers, the reason we thrive. With the crack of the bat and the roar of the crowd, we spell baseball magic and we shout it out loud. For over 50 years of history, pride and cheer. In this town, we're all family, the love sincere. Eau Claire Cavaliers, we wear it with pride. Big time baseball in a small town ride. From the bases to the bleachers, hear the fans sing. For the love of the game, together we bring. In this town standing tall, we always belong. With Eau Claire Cavaliers, we'll keep singing our song. Through the ups and the downs, we'll face every fight. With grit in our hearts, we'll shine ever bright. Eau Claire Cavaliers, we wear it with pride. Big time baseball in a small town ride. From the bases to the bleachers, hear the fans sing. For the love of the game, together we bring. So raise up your voices, let the stories be told. In Eau Claire's pure heart, our legacy bold. With the Cavaliers shining like stars in the night. Big time in a small town, forever in our sight.